Hello.
Welcome to the Anything Bowl. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
This has come out on the 6 of de Mayo for you, I think.
That's right.
Okay. So like
I'm so proud of you. You're learning Spanish. Folks, welcome to episode 102, where today, Brendan, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the Fall Guy.
And
some of
Tales
Star
of the
Wars
Empire.
Tales of the Empire.
Mainly the Fall Guy. How are you this morning on this weird sort of morning, sort of not
Just
rainy Sunday?
Tired. We went hard yesterday, just in indulgence and just chilling. You bought a grill. We had a great time.
A $20 grill from
and
Walmart.
Because
what
of that, today we're going to go
purchase.
on a little adventure of grinding other meats and making them into burgers.
I forgot we're doing that.
Yes, I've never had a chicken burger before.
You never had a chicken burger?
But I've had a turkey burger.
Totally
I've also had a chicken patty.
Chicken patties. Yeah.
I can deep fry them afterwards if you make them.
This episode, we have no idea what we're supposed to do. Like in the morning, we'll be like, all right, clearly we get some energy drinks. We'll caffeinate a little bit. At night, we like to drink for the episode. It kind of like beefs us up.
Today we're drinking
both
Alcachino for an alcoholic on the go.
Mine's just coffee.
Not sponsored.
Wait, did you say for an alcoholic on the go? That's pretty good. All right. Let's get started with the Fall Guy. What was the budget?
Rabble. 80.
80?
80.
$125 million.
It was very much just a practical, centered film, so it kind of threw me off.
That makes no fucking sense to me. That's got to be like salaries or something.
Yeah. Well, no, because you saw what they did. Think about it. The amount of cars, the amount of explosions and whatever. You have all these doubles and triples. Like, they showed it in the show that you're like, we only have those 2 cars. Yeah. Movie of this budget and everything, he probably doesn't have just 2 of those cars. He probably had like 8. Yeah.
What about the opening weekend?
Opening weekend. Well, based on the fact that we saw it in a fucking empty theater on a Thursday night, I'm going to go with probably 30.
Yeah, 28. You're pretty close. Yeah. Every website I've looked at, but this one specifically, Variety, says box office, The Fall Guy kicks off the summer movie season. Did it? It's like the first weekend in May. Yeah. Are we off to that already? Because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go to like 2 movies every week.
I'm ready. We got Planet of the Apes next week. After that,
yes, we Monkey movie. I heard it's really fucking good too.
Did you?
Yes.
Still have to finish those other 2 this week.
So good.
I gotta get that done.
Yeah, no Caesars. This is like hundreds of years in the future.
Yeah, 300.
300.
Good movie
exactly.
Too. No, I haven't seen it actually.
Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about him again.
No, I saw him actually do a breakdown of how to do good slow motion and everything. I'm like, why are you asking him? Like, I know he gets the job done, but like,
because he does it too fucking much.
Yeah, it's just.
As for Rotten Tomatoes. Certified fresh at an 83, audience of an 87.
I would give it even higher than that.
I would say
it's fucking perfect.
I would say if I had to give it a Rotten Tomatoes score, I'd say it's about a 90.
Yeah.
This movie was a surprising amount of. I can't figure out where the fucking perfect angle is, so I'm just gonna keep moving it.
Lower. A little bit lower. Perfect. So how are you doing?
So. This year for movies has been horrifically obnoxious. Like, there's weeks where we haven't been able to see anything. There's been weeks that we've been excited for and the movie sucks. There's been movies that suck and we knew they were going to suck and they still went under our expectations.
Yes.
This, when they first started their press run, I was a little worried because it looked super cool from the first trailer and the way they use the music and whatever. And then they started the press run. IGN's like, I give it a fucking 5 because it's a mess. Or like comicbook.com will be like 2.5 stars, man. Couldn't figure out the plot. I go in there, I'm like, dude.
Figure out the plot.
Something like that. I'm just quoting what they sound like to me.
I'm just mad at them.
Yeah. And this was like, it's a ton of fun.
It was a great movie.
It's completely carried by star power and chemistry.
So excited for this. The first trailer I saw it immediately and went, oh, I'm going to enjoy this movie. This is a movie made for me. I'm going to have fun.
And Kabooms, fire?
Yeah, and they started coming out with all this stuff in the press release stores, and I actually watched all of that shit. Because I was that interested. I was hyped for this movie. This is the first thing I've seen in a while where I went in knowing I'm going to love it. And it made me love it so much right off the bat. I just want to throw this out there. I thought it was my favorite movie of the year before I remembered that Dune 2 came out this year.
Yeah, Dune 2 is still holding that crown for me. But
I can guarantee that this will be in my top 5 at the end of the year.
Ryan Gosling is just continuously knocking it out of the park with whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I liked him until I saw The Nice Guys, and I'm like, oh.
I remember, we saw that in theaters.
Yeah.
Good movie.
It's a phenomenal movie, and I'm like, he's great at comedy. He's amazing. I mean, I saw The Notebook when I was a kid, but like I was 5.
But that wasn't
like
for The Notebook versus...
Yeah, completely different.
Completely different.
What was he? Remember the Titans or whatever he was into? He had like a small part?
Was he?
One of those football movies.
I really feel like, I remember watching like Nice Guys and then Nightcrawler, and then
He's in Nightcrawler?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
He's the main guy in Nightcrawler.
I thought that was Jake Gyllenhaal.
These are 2 different people.
Wow. Racist.
Anyway, I feel like I didn't see him in anything. And then I blinked.
Probably because you're watching Jake Gyllenhaal
Probably,
movies.
yeah. And then... Now you've got me seriously like wondering.
You're thinking about Drive or whatever it is, where he's in a car the whole fucking time?
No, Nightcrawler, where he's the...
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Yes. Didn't see the movie, but I know it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's a great movie.
Where does he come into this?
I'm gonna say, I didn't... I forgot he existed until Spider-Man Far From Home.
Also Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One of them's blonde. One of them's not.
This is not real hair. This is not really his hair.
No, but he is naturally like blonder. Like he's not bright blonde, but he's like dirty blonde. Like probably my hair may be a little bit darker. Like it's still be brown.
So when I was younger, right? I didn't know like musical artists.
Yeah.
I just kind of never kept track of their names or what they did or what they looked like.
Yeah.
So everybody just kind of blended into me. This feels like the same situation where I just don't know enough actors.
Okay, real quick, who's in Roadhouse?
Gyllenhaal.
Yes. Hold on,
This is not good.
Who was in Bubble Boy?
The fuck is Bubble Boy?
Who's in La La Land?
Gosling.
Yes. Okay.
I had to think.
You've never seen Bubble Boy?
No.
We're watching that.
What about Donnie Darko?
Who's in that?
Gyllenhaal.
Okay. Never seen that one.
Neither have I.
I was told it was too sad.
Apparently, my favorite thing was in high school. I learned that Donnie Darko was like, he became a gay icon.
What?
Like the fucking rabbit. And then I was like, that can't be real.
Why?
So I hopped on Instagram and it was just like I'm not trying to knock it. It's just like of all.
Well, I mean, like, I haven't seen the movie, so based on what I know, I can't see that connection.
I have no idea. But
Pretty sure Jake Gyllenhaal kills himself
to
save the world or something. And I'm like, that clearly, the link is obvious.
The Fall Guy.
Fall Guy. Who was in
movie.
it?
Emily Blunt, Ryan Gosling.
Thank you. Okay.
Great movie.
Yes.
The chemistry is still my favorite part.
It's
Emily Blunt
electric.
is... I haven't watched a movie with her in it that I haven't enjoyed her specifically. Like, the movie around it can be
Really?
shit.
What about Oppenheimer?
Fucking loved her in Oppenheimer.
She was there.
She
was
didn't
there.
get enough screen time because it wasn't about her. It was about fucking...
But she was...
Killian
She was
fucking
whatever.
Florence Pugh Murphy.
It wasn't about Robert Downey Jr. either, but
Definitely
he
not,
fucking
but
stole
he
the
won an Oscar.
spotlight. Exactly. So it matters.
Did she also win an Oscar for
I
that?
don't fucking know. I wasn't paying attention. But this, she was great.
She was great.
Phenomenal.
Between the two of them, is that her real voice?
She's British.
That's her normal...
Yeah. That's how she speaks. That's how she says goodnight to John Krasinski every day.
Forgot they're married, too.
They are.
There's a lot I'm learning today. And then, no, the only memory I have of her prior to Oppenheimer is Mary Poppins Returns that I dragged you to go see.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I
Sounds nothing.
blocked it out of my mind. I don't remember it at all.
Miranda's
I remember the
in it?
dude who wrote Hamilton in it, and that's it.
Yeah. I remember it being okay. But this movie...
She was great.
She was.
I
like their chemistry a lot.
They were amazing. It's been a while since I've seen a movie where it kind of had... To be fair, I'm not going out watching rom-coms and stuff like that.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, it was an action rom-com. Well, so I saw the director talk about it and everything. A lot of action...
It's a love story to like action, not action movies, but like stuntmen and whatever it is.
Well, I'm going to combine what he said and I'm going to combine my own thoughts a little bit here. In my own words, it's a bit more like... Almost like a fairy tale in a way. Bear with me. Okay.
I didn't see any wings, but just a lot of falling.
I saw him fly a lot.
And then...
Exactly. The twist endings, the evil fairy godmother, come on.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So it's all these action movies, John Wick and stuff like that, which he was the director of this, was the fight coordinator for that on The Matrix and everything, really worked well with Keanu.
Yeah.
He had Bullet Train before this. All those are very action-centric action films.
Yes.
Where the driving plot is murder people.
Yeah.
In this,
Brass knuckles.
his driving plot is her, and the action is along the way. And he said it's been a while since we've really had movies like that.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like that fairy tale thing, like I said, where he's on a journey to... He's not saving her, but I was about to describe this in a way that was not going to be okay.
It's a race for them to get back together.
Yes.
And the universe is just trying to separate them, but in between them getting in, it's kind of like, it's like an onion, right?
It's got layers.
At the core, it's a love story. It's a rom-com about two people who are like together, and they separate, and then they find a way back together and make up. The outer layer, the outer shells, is a murder mystery, weird fairy godmother fairy tale with Aaron Taylor Johnson, who did not get enough screen time.
Well, because he wasn't the main character.
He wasn't.
He was the main character in their world, but not in ours.
That's fair.
And
Until Jason Momoa
he
comes
was
in.
such a douchebag. And you know what? It was great.
It was perfect.
He's a great actor.
He is a great actor. He's just not given enough
great
stuff.
in Bullet Train, which same director.
Can't wait for Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven the Hunter, the vegan, yes.
That's the title. Kraven the Hunter, the vegan.
I'm not looking forward to that movie. I'm really not.
Nobody is. That's why they keep fucking delaying it.
Yeah. But
it's just too late. You can't write it off.
But I love Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Can we just get a movie where he's brother and sister with Anya Taylor-Joy, but don't change their names? Just like the last name instead of Joy, they're both Johnson or whatever, just because they have those fucking compound name. I don't know. It's just a lot, and they sound very
Johnson.
Yeah. Taylor Joy. Oh, it's just Taylor.
Taylor.
It's just their middle name. I'm just being an ass. I'm like, they got such long, complicated names with the
These motherfuckers, I can't
They just
believe
share
them.
the middle name. But it's also the first name sounds familiar, too. Oh, it's the same syllable.
The movie.
Never mind. Okay, go. Just think it out loud. My brain's everywhere. There's caffeine in this.
There is. How much caffeine is in it?
It's a shot of espresso.
Just one?
Maybe
like
100? Mocha latte. Hold on, let me read it. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy.
Thank you, Surgeon General.
He also believes in bringing a go-getter. Nope, this is just ad. Oh, wait. American-made vodka. Mocha latte made with 6 times distilled American-made. That doesn't fucking help me. It's got caffeine, okay?
Yes, it does.
It got caffeine.
So the movie. These are my favorite episodes where you and I just derail constantly and we go, wait a second.
Come on.
This is about the Fall Guy.
He was phenomenal.
This is another instance where I have so little to say because I enjoyed it so much.
I have so much to say.
I don't want to nitpick it.
But my brain is so many places. I'm not going to nitpick it. I'm just going to keep talking about what I like.
It's so good. His hair, cool.
His hair, okay.
Great hair.
So
was it a wig?
Yes. I'm going to say this, and I might have a lot of guys on the internet coming after me right now. But this movie maybe dethroned Ryan Reynolds for me as, like, top guy. For, like, guy who other guys want to be. Not really man crush, but, like, guys want to be him kind of guy. Like,
I could agree.
The charismaticness, the coolness, the fucking... He shows, like, actual emotion instead of just being like, I'm just here.
I'm just super...
I'm going to make jokes and whisper into the camera just to, like, you know, hide this stuff. And he's sitting there crying to Taylor Swift in the car.
He's showing emotion, but he's also, like, super jacked while he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's, like, massaging his back, and he's like...
just broken, just whatever.
But then the camera, like, pans out, and they're like, look at his abs, and he's crying. Look at my long hair.
But he's such a bum with that long hair.
He also does, like, the super, like, young guy thing. Where he goes to a job that he hates, and he sits there, and he puts on glasses, and they're like, we need you to do this. He goes,
yeah, okay.
Okay. He's like, you know what, I'm going to quit this fucking job. What am I going to do? Am I going to quit and just leave?
But that wasn't his attitude.
No.
His attitude was,
that's the vibe I was getting.
Life, except he was lying to himself really fucking
He was actually just clinically depressed and didn't want to talk to anybody.
And growing out his hair and his facial hair like a bum.
That's right.
And he wasn't doing anything.
No.
So,
still huge. But also, the biggest plot point in this is the fall guy. And basically, the stunt is they're in a skyscraper. He goes all the way up to the top, and he's cabled. Right? And spoiler alert, duh. We never have a spoiler-free conversation.
Not at all.
And basically, he falls, and it turns out that Aaron Taylor Johnson, the douchebag, had, like, fucked with whatever.
Yeah.
Falls, smacks onto the floor.
Yes.
Dead.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
No, very dead.
It's not a chance that, like, 18 months later, he's like, look at me, super jacked, perfectly fine, just got to massage my back every now and then. So, not got, like, spine, skull.
Yeah, that was like 20 stories. He just, like...
Casually.
Goop. Just on the floor, just goop. Yeah.
Like gelatin.
Yeah. But having said that, that was my only slight issue with this, just because as a movie where they very much advertise it as, oh, this is what it's like to be a stunt guy. This is what's going on behind this, and it's whatever, and let's make it very real.
Didn't feel like that.
There were a lot of things that were not correct. And I understand that it's for a movie's sake and whatever. Like, they light him on fire like 9 times. Yeah. You get lit on fire, you get covered head to toe in this fucking non-flammable gelatin and whatever. He's sitting there, coat on, no gel, hair perfect, lights him on fire, head to toe, and he's just like, I'm fine.
Pull, smack, start again.
What was really I like that scene a lot, though. Is when they did the one where the car rolled 8 times. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. No one's going in the car. That's not real. Watch the behind the scenes. It was real.
100%.
They had a guy in the car. Everything that broke a world record.
Oh, because of the flick.
For the tumbles. I'm like, okay, so I was wrong on that one. Like, you proved
me. See, one of the things I heard about this movie from the one podcast that I listened to, The Weekly Planet. Again, have to plug them because eventually, like, the tags will connect the audiences. is they talked about how the action scenes, they didn't believe that some of them were real because they were touched up with CG, whether it was color or whatever. I completely fucking felt that. So many of these scenes, it would do like him jumping off of the boat or jumping onto the boat, right, in the ending.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the shot jumped, and I guess just because of the like the brightness at night, to me it felt like, oh, okay, so they did one shot of some guy just jumping off of a thing, and then they like put a CG paste of like a dude falling. And then they cut to another scene of him like getting up and he's like, I'm here, I made it.
Yeah, the
but I'm sure that was completely real of him just going.
They probably did a clean plate of the stunt double doing a boat jump, diving out of the boat. Then you do another plate of just the real explosion. So technically everything's practical, but then you comp it together in post.
Yes. Too much touching up.
I didn't have a problem with a lot of it. The one thing that I did think that looked fake, again, was the dumpster on the highway, which, again... real.
Dumpster on the highway?
Yeah, when they're fighting and he's surfing with the shovel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Real. They had him do that. He was on wires.
Was it Ryan Gosling?
Yeah. Ryan Gosling was on there doing a lot of that. Not the whole sequence, but he
but a ton of it.
There's a video of him on the fucking thing getting dragged along, but he's on wires. The director did say that they did add like post CG, like a couple extra sparks,
some little things,
but there were sparks happening and everything. So a lot of it was
a lot of it was actually
the
practical.
rig and everything. Like,
well, a lot of that just feels that it's not.
It's special effects, but it's not CG.
But it's my only gripe with the movie is that parts of it feel like it's too touched up, but I don't think it has anything to do with them. I think it's just the climate of movies that we're in right now, where they feel like everything needs to be touched up.
I think it's the color palette a little bit too. It's a very pastel kind of color palette with explosions and stuff. Like you see it online. I mean, not online. Behind in the movie, like you're technically behind the scenes. He's driving down the beach. You see all the explosions. It's not a regular explosion. You can see there's red dust in them. Whatever, adding color to it. So there's a lot of that they're kind of going for. But I really want to get back to Ryan Gosling in this movie because he's
so good. He's got so much fucking charisma. He's having the time of his life.
He did great. He did a lot of those fight scenes. He did a lot. I mean, he had, I think, like 4 stunt doubles on this movie doing a whole bunch of different things. But, like, just seeing him do a lot of that, doing all these things, the hilarity of just being a stunt guy and using those practical things, like, I'm going to go get hit by a car. Better put in my mouth guard so I don't get a fucking concussion. I'm like, that's great. And then him trying to talk to people and, like, I can't talk right now because I got a mouth guard. And they're like, what? He's like, I can't do this right now.
Oh, you're right, when he's on drugs. I think that's my favorite scene in the movie.
The drugs were great.
He accidentally gets drugged, and there's just unicorns everywhere he looks, and that's the tell of like knowing that you're still on the drugs. So he goes up to this car to talk to these guys. He's got the mouth guard, and he's like, "Where's your 5 people? Where are your people?" And they're like, "What?" And it's just where are they? It's just frustration, and I could feel it.
Yeah,
he feels like a real person, and I don't know if that's because behind the camera, it's you have to get to a point of overacting.
Yes,
so that way it comes through.
No,
but it just
great.
But exactly. But I'm saying like to get through the camera, if you have to overact, so that way some of it gets lost in translation, or is it just he's that good and he feels like a person to where I'm like, yeah, that's a real dude. Whatever he's doing right now. I think it's the realness
of what he's doing and the fact that it takes a toll on a person.
Yeah.
And a lot of that.
He's also reacting like how we would react.
Yes, exactly. They're just fuck me, man. Okay. So, and one of my favorite moments is I want to bring it back to when he's doing his job at the car, ballet, and he's like, okay. He has another moment like that when he's on the drugs, when he has to go chase the guy. I'm like, he's moving really good for a guy on drugs right now. But then when he sees the guy in the distance and he knows he has to run, he takes a moment as a high guy and just goes, okay, and then just fucking, and you see him kind of lock in and go, I don't want to do this, but I gotta go.
I know I need to go. Okay, come on. And the unicorn's just like...
Yeah, and he just locks in. It's those small moments that really make him relatable.
It brings everything to ground level.
So we talked about Emily Blunt, and we talked about him, and we touched on their chemistry, but I just want to, like... It's all of these other layers in that really built this up for me. Yeah. Like... They could have easily just been like, oh, he met this director girl on this story, this movie, and then they hit it off, and then it's a whole thing of that. But adding the fact that there's history there already, these two people coming together, they felt like people.
Like real people.
Where it was just kind of like this tension of, like, you definitely still really fuck with each other, but there is anger there.
There's this, like, awkward period that you need to get over.
There's a little bit of awkwardness there, but there's also enough familiarity where she's like, can I get in the car with you right now? I see you're crying, but, like, we need to talk, and, like, stuff like that.
Dude, the car is what I'm thinking of right now, man. Is the humor in this movie it hit perfectly. It wasn't like people trying to... It wasn't like Marvel humor. It wasn't like people trying to mimic Marvel humor because they're like, oh, man, these people don't get their attention spans or whatever. It was like, he sits down, Taylor Swift is playing, he's like, I need a really good fucking cry right now.
He's like,
he's really crying. And then she bangs on the window and the music stops and you're like...
I'm gonna cry.
I was like, all right, I thought there was going to be a cutaway and like a simple. No, it's that, and then cool as day, she gets in the car. She's like, "Yeah, so you were crying, huh?"
Well, I also love that he's crying, and you can see him crying, and you think it's just like a Hollywood cry where he's got like a little tear here or whatever. No, and they have it sideways. And the way they do this, I don't know if it was accidental or just perfect cinematography, but the way the lighting is, he's very dark, and you can see he's crying. But then as he turns, you see the tears just down his face. And I'm like, oh my God, that's great. That's fun, because it adds a layer of comedy, it adds a layer of depth to cinematography.
Get to learn more about him as a person.
So much I loved about this movie. This is a movie for me.
And she says, "Drive me to my car."
And he goes, so good. I've done that. Like that's like I get that dumb shit where it's just like you don't really want to say bye, but you don't really have a reason to not say bye. So you just like drive me over there real quick.
Couple more seconds, please.
Yeah, okay. So like it's the shit that made them feel human is what really got me in this. And also, I just got to throw this out there. I know you don't give a fuck about this at all. I grew up being a big Kiss fan when I was a kid. I had a Kiss cake and everything when I was like 5. Don't look at me like that. I could see you judging me. I could feel the internet judging me. The theme song for this movie was "I Was Made for Loving You" by Kiss. They had a Youngblood version of it doing whatever.
Oh, yes, the one that you can't stop listening to. I've heard all about.
It's dying on me a little bit, but I'm listening to the original Kiss one now. It was just... I made fun of it when we left the theater. We saw Challengers where it had the tick-a-day through the whole movie, and it was really annoying.
I keep putting that song on the Instagram post. It's so good.
Every time this song came on in this, I got hyped. I was ready. I'm like, the song's playing. It's making me feel good.
That means something's about to fucking happen.
They're doing something great, and you know what? It's good and then it goes every time. And it kind of brings it back to that thing of it is a love story. The song is "I Was Made for Loving You." It's this whole fucking dynamic between the two of them, which brought me back to what I said to you in theaters. This is the second time this song has been in a movie in 2 months, and the other one it was in was Kong and Godzilla.
Really?
It did not fit in that movie.
It works in this one really well.
It works in this one really well. It's just, I don't have anything to complain about.
I have nothing to complain about.
It
like,
was
my
so
favorite
good.
part is the love story at the center.
Yes.
Because the two of them, they're just like repeating a line. And you're right. All right, man, I know they're going to mirror this thing because now they're getting back together. It's the end of the movie. I get it. We're going to do the big action scene to end it. I get it. But even though you know what's happening, and you know they're repeating it for the sake of the mirroring, and it's cliche and whatever, it's still, they're like, spicy margarita, and I'm like, guys, do
Make
it!
some bad decisions!
Go make some bad fucking beat some kids, man, go do it! And then they go off a ramp, and he flies to a helicopter, and then it's this fucking
Captain America
unreal, nonchalant, all over the place fucking, like, I'm hanging on the helicopter, now I'm doing it. The whole time I'm watching him jump on the sides of the helicopter, I'm like, this man's gotta have most fucking worked core right now because he's like swinging his legs, he's moving, then he's like he's hitting, and then he falls, and he holds, and then he goes.
That's what it brings back to what I said before in this. He's so fucking cool. He's so cool in this movie, and that's why I think he tops Ryan Reynolds now in what he's doing. The fucking jumping off the helicopter's going, and just like
falling.
You know he doesn't mean fuck you. That just went. That was the stunt guy and him going, this will be neat. This will be funny. Yeah, and like that's what it made it more relatable. It was whatever, and he was just, I fucking loved it. It was. I want to fight those people who gave it mid reviews because what the 100%. Fuck were you watching?
You want to hear a mid review?
Sure, but really quick.
Go ahead.
The only other thing that I did have a mild issue with, but I understand, is the glorification of the stunt double crew where they kind of were a fight squad, where they lined up at the end. I'm like, that just feels a little bit goofy, and this probably isn't whatever, but I know what you're doing, and I'll give it to you. Because you're making it a little too meta in some points, where it's just kind of weird, but you didn't linger on it long enough to where it actually had a payoff, and it was enjoyable again. And there was one moment where I thought it was going to have one of those shitty moments at the beginning where they're like, oh man, the third act isn't that good. What if we just don't have a third act that's good and just make a comment? I'm like, I swear to God, if you do that, I'm going to be really pissed. And the third act was incredible.
Fucking perfect.
It was amazing.
Because it was nothing but explosions and Aaron Taylor Johnson and
so I was waiting the whole movie for that and they didn't do it. I'm like, you guys...
I fucking love the dog.
You set me up for expectations that every other dumb fucking movie is doing, and you fucking swiped it and went, no, we're going to do it good. We're going to do you right.
Blow it out of the park.
And this is... sorry, I know I'm going on a rant. The one thing that I really noticed that I want to compare between this and Dune...
Dune?
Yes. Is this is what happens when you get movies that people make with a passion.
Yes.
You go in, you have a vision, you have a drive,
the
and
commonality
you do it.
between the two.
Yes.
People actually enjoy what they're doing instead of going, all right, time to go to work.
Yeah, we got to make another movie. We got to do
We got to make Captain Marvel 2. People have
we
it
have
made
to
money.
have
We
another
have
Marvel
to do
movie.
it.
We have to make a sequel. Why? Because we have to. No, why do you want to make this movie? Because I fucking love stunt doubles, and I think they deserve
And
respect.
Ryan Gosling is cool.
Why do you want to make this movie? I just fucking love sand. You know, I need some worms.
That's a good reason. I need some worms. I got a big worm. Jeff York from the Establishing Shot says, what ends up on screen is a shocking failure. This should have been great. Instead, it falls into the category of wholly blown opportunities.
What's his name? Jeff?
Jeff York.
Jeff, go fuck yourself. You're wrong, and you should be fired. You're terrible at your job. What are you looking for in a movie? Because this was flawless. It was great.
Kevin Carr from the Fat Guys at the Movies says, it feels like one of those stunt show spectaculars performed at a theme park with a story as an afterthought and ends up being simultaneously convoluted yet cliche and predictable yet baffling. Hold on, I need a minute.
It was baffling, but in a great way.
It was fucking great. It was predictable.
It wasn't convoluted. It was convoluted.
It was not convoluted whatsoever.
No. I knew exactly what the fuck was happening the whole way. It was predictable, but in a fun way.
Yes.
It
was predictable to where you knew it was going to happen, but it blew you away when they did it because it was fucking cool. Ryan Gosling is cool.
Yes.
Now you're getting it. I got to find a way for that to be the title.
Ryan Gosling is so fucking cool. Title. The only thing I didn't agree with as far as characters in it is Aaron Taylor Johnson's character at the end
being
going...
the murderer?
No, the opposite. He didn't murder him at the end. She's like, shoot him. He's like, he's the best stunt double I ever had. I'm like, you tied him like up in a chair and like we're executing him Bond villain style. And now you're like, but no, man, he's my stunt double.
He also like splat.
Yeah, like you tried to kill him multiple times, and now you have the gun aimed at him, and you don't want to do it. The only thing I can really say to that is that he's that kind of scumbag who's just like really wants him dead, but he's also the piece of shit that doesn't have the balls to pull the trigger himself, which also was weird because he did kill that other guy because he fucking kicked him and he just went bonk on his head.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
well, he did.
He killed him. He straight up killed him.
But it didn't feel like it was intentional.
No, it wasn't.
It definitely was like a kick, and he was like, yeah. And then Fairy Godmother had to be like,
I'll make this disappear for you. Hollywood magic. Bibbity boppity boop.
Bibbity boppity.
That was the only missed opportunity I saw for the movie. Is his manager is the woman from Ted Lasso and Game of Thrones fame.
And Sex Ed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
I know.
Yes. She can sing really well. She has a great voice.
She does, yes. She did a Christmas singing special for Apple TV
for
Plus.
Ted Lasso.
What?
Yeah, it was for Ted Lasso. The whole cast was there. They were all singing and everything was great. I mean, I didn't watch it, but
doesn't
I saw
matter
clips.
because I'm not going to watch it.
Neither am I. But she also sings in Ted Lasso. She does a karaoke thing. There was a whole karaoke scene here.
Oh, that's right. She didn't sing at all.
I was expecting her to go up. I'm like, she's
Emily
gonna blow
Blunt could
this
sing.
away.
I was glad she did that.
She could fucking sing. I didn't expect that.
Mary Poppins, Brendan.
I don't remember that.
It's a musical. I block it out intentionally.
Exactly.
It hurts me.
Every time I try to remember it, I remember the original.
I've never seen the original. So
I just keep seeing that fucking video online of like people with the penguins in the background and they're dancing because of the Disney magic thing that they used to use before they had green screen and comping and stuff like that. Corridor Digital does a lot of videos on them. Shout out to them.
Shout out Corridor Digital. Will you guys watch that?
Yes.
No.
And the crew. What?
Sponsored.
The tea guy.
Honestly, you know what? They said the summer movie season started. We bought a grill. It was 60 degrees outside.
Yes.
And raining. We bought a grill, charcoal, all the best budget-friendly things from Walmart. We made burgers. Man. I grilled burgers for the first time. Holy shit.
Yeah, okay, so
life-changing.
I eyeballed them because I'm like, oh, I want the medium rare, but I forgot that they were smash patties in this thin, but they still came out great.
Fucking perfect.
I think I would flip them a little bit earlier.
The blood idea?
Just to let the...
Great.
Yes.
Because, no, see, even though it was a little more well done on the inside, the fact that it was so moist still is what saved it. Yeah. Because you still bite into it and you're getting all the grease and the fats and the whatever.
Because I smashed them before they were on the fucking thing.
Of how we smashed it and how it was cooked, or was it because it was the Wagyu and the fat to like lean ratio?
I think it was a little bit of both. Because the meat quality was great. I seasoned it well. We got this beef seasoning, burger seasoning, that was actually really good. I did not expect it to from the fucking grill department at Walmart. Thought it was going to be ass.
Dude, of all the things for us to get from... Can you put this on the table?
Did you just put that in the same cup as that creamy beverage?
Yes.
You're fucking disgusting.
I am. Of all the things I was expecting, Walmart and a $20 grill...
Works so good!
So fucking perfect.
I thought you were going to bring it today just because.
No. The charcoal in there could still be lit, too.
Yeah.
Like we just killed the fire, but the charcoal's still good.
Yeah.
I'm super prepped to like buy Wagyu tomorrow and like. Because that 3-pack is like $18.
I mean, if you really want to do that shit again, like
I'm off the next 3 days.
But I mean, like we can just take a ride on down to like ShopRite or something, go grab some Wagyu beef and just cook it like that. Because even though I don't have a grill, I got a cast iron skillet. And
you said you had a grill.
My dad has a grill, but like,
oh, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. But I have a cast iron skillet. I got the burger smasher and everything, so it'll be thin like that. Or we can just drive back to your house and just grill again, since we're not going to be on camera. Because I'm totally down to come back over to your house.
I'm totally fine with that. And then
I'll bring the chicken, like it doesn't matter. Or we can just go get more beef, like I'm fine.
All right. So if we're going to go back to my house.
And we can watch Bubble Boy.
No.
You're going to love it. Danny Trejo's in it.
So the thing that I want to do
in a bubble.
is I want to watch a movie. And I want to turn on the TV lights behind it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I really want to watch with those TV lights on.
Star Wars.
I'm going to find a way to bring it to that. But yeah, Star Wars. So let's talk about...
Oh, I'm sorry. What else did we watch this week,
Star
Miguel?
Wars Tales of the Empire. When did we watch it?
An hour ago. Did we watch all of it? No!
Why? Because it was bad.
I didn't give a fuck about that one character from Mando and Ahsoka. I don't care. I don't care about her.
Listen.
She reminds me of that one woman from SNL, though. I wonder if it's her. No, it's not her.
No.
You gotta stop thinking out loud. I really gotta stop thinking out loud.
So, the thing that I love that Disney's doing is that the Clone Wars will not die, right? The art style continues, the series itself continues, and they continue to flesh it out in different ways, right? We had season 7 of the Clone Wars to end it on a high note, for the most part. Except for those couple episodes with Ahsoka doing that random shit with those women. The Bad Batch. Haven't watched it. People say it's amazing.
I watched the first 2 seasons. I enjoyed it.
I'm not going to watch it.
But you should. You really should.
I hear it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
I like lightsabers. I don't care about the clones.
But the clones are spoofs of, like, the main clone is a spoof of Rambo.
I know. I watched the first.
That's how this channel got started. You have to out of obligation.
Oh my God, you're right. Story for another day.
It's been told 9 times. Go watch it.
It has.
Find any episode labeled beginning of podcast.
And then on top of that, you have Tales of the Jedi, which is just building backstory behind it.
Yes.
Of course, following Tales of the Jedi is Tales of the Empire, light and then dark and fucking whatever. Did you watch Tales of the Jedi?
Nope.
It's fresh at 100%.
Is it
with a 93 audience, while this one is an 87 and a 66.
I wanted to. I just never got around to it. And then this morning, you were like, we're going to do Tales of the Empire.
Yes.
Watch it. And I went, fine.
See.
But here's what it is. Yeah, okay, hold on.
They get you in with the trailer, where they go, look, it's the Empire, and Darth Vader's in the trailer.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. That clip in the trailer
is the only one
that he's in.
So here's the thing. That's how it got me. Except I didn't watch the trailer. You went, hey, we're going to watch the last 3 episodes because Darth Vader's in it.
Yes.
And I went, okay, you got me. And then I watched it, and I'm like, I'm in like the 2nd episode, and I'm like, he ain't coming back. He ain't fucking coming back.
No.
But you and me talked about this, and this is the one thing I will really give this, which...
The animation.
Is incredible to me.
It's so not fucking pretty.
Okay, so it's not the animation. It's the style of the animation. The animation, I actually have a comment I want to make about, but we'll get there.
Some of the environment looks great.
There were
the people themselves,
moments, and even Darth Vader in that one scene where you get the side head view of him, where it's incredible.
Oh yeah,
it almost looks real.
It does, especially when he's walking in.
There's something about this. I don't know if it's the lighting, whatever they're doing, but some of the aspects of this look goddamn close to perfect real life. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because there's no people
and then
you
cut
if you had
to the last episode,
whatever.
And it's a porcupine person that looks like he hasn't finished rendering, but they put the episode out anyway.
Yes. So there's moments like that where it just looks fucking phenomenal. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I go back to the story. And the story had me for a little bit, but it really annoyed me, first of all, is putting out a season of 2 episodes, but dividing them up like it's fucking Robot Chicken in 12-minute episodes, and then going, oh, we have a season. No, you have 2 episodes that are 40 minutes apiece.
Why are you lying?
You put them together, you kind of have a movie about 2 different things. So that was a little bit annoying. She did have a bit of cool character depth and like growth without that. See, but her villain
annoying.
Sure, fucking her
Star Wars angry
storyline.
Brendan. Star Wars angry Brendan.
Fuck you, Dave. He's good.
He's okay.
He's okay.
You hear the rumor about Jon Favreau's been fired and George Lucas is coming back?
I heard Jon Favreau left. Tomato.
Kathleen Kennedy.
How the fuck is that bitch still in charge? I don't want to beat around the bush. How is that bitch still in charge?
Let me get straight to the point. So, but it's clear, like, Tales of the Empire is not for us. Like, I'm a Clone Wars fan.
Yeah.
I'm not like a diehard watch it a handful of times or even watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
I'm more of like, I've seen the good parts or like the most important parts, and I could really fuck with a lot of the character development.
Yes.
This is like, if you remember in the Clone Wars, Barriss is like, at first she's a Padawan, and then it's like, oh my God, she's evil. And then it's like, oh my God, she's behind this thing. This
So,
is not for us.
I had her mixed up. I thought it was Ventress at first, and I'm like, I don't know.
No, she's in the Bad Batch.
And I'm like, oh, what is she, like green? And then when she goes to the dark side, she turns gray, and then I Google her character. I'm like, I'm thinking about the complete wrong person.
See, I thought the reason I wanted to watch this is because I thought it was giving backstory to like the seventh sister who shows up in Rebels. I was like, oh, okay. So Barriss has this huge story arc, right? Where she's this Padawan, and then eventually she becomes a fucking Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And then for some reason she turns gray, and then she winds up fighting Ahsoka and then dying, helping out Darth Maul. No. Barriss shows up, instantly redeemed. After a 12-minute episode, there's like a 30-year time jump where she gets older.
She's just an old lady.
And for some reason is this teaching master. We've learned so much from you. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was this neck-breaking fucking 180 of going, all right, so clearly she's a bad guy. It's been built up for these 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. Now she's here. Makes sense she'll be an Inquisitor. No.
Here's this villain who got yeeted off of a fucking cliff and survived with no explanation.
Brendan.
At all.
The best part of this episode is the complaint that we're going to see. Did you notice...
Ooh, what?
In the second episode of the 3 that we watched. We didn't watch the first 3.
I fast-forwarded through the last one, too, a little bit at the beginning
episode
when the family was talking.
Where they went after the Jedi.
That full one. Yes.
Did you realize that the Jedi was non-binary?
Here's my thing. The beginning of the fight happened, and I went, that's a woman. They're fighting a woman again, and it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, this is a full female cast for this. Is that on purpose, or is that just whatever? And then the fight went on, and they were talking at the end, and their voice was a little bit deeper. And I'm like, wait, no, that kind of looks like a guy. And that's as far as I thought about it. I didn't know they were non-binary.
I noticed the minute that they... Right, I'm not complaining.
I am.
At all.
I am.
I'm not complaining. Because the way that they did it was incredibly tasteful, and you didn't notice unless you're looking for it. You couldn't tell the gender of the... I can't even say person because it's an alien. It's Star Wars. Everybody's a fucking alien.
It was a black guy. Wasn't it?
No.
He had dreads in a ponytail.
Everybody's an alien, okay? The weird sister is orange. Barriss is yellow?
Well, okay, I think I'm colorblind because I thought that was bitch green.
Oh, not green.
It's Shrek green, man.
No.
I do have
You're the one with your TV on vibrant and shit.
I do have vibrant, so those colors really pop more.
Yes, which I'm sure was super cool with all the smoke, and that was great.
Yeah.
The fight, because like the Jedi's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and Barriss... You could tell Barriss is like, she's gonna whatever.
Yeah.
She's clearly like, I don't have to.
I'm not even at a point where like there's a lot of this like rage on the internet of like
it's so funny
of like PC wokeness and like whatever in like films, especially Disney. Like Disney's like the main culprit of that.
Disney is outright online. Like replying to people who freak out on them, and they're like, Bob Iger, the CEO, will be like, no, we're not woke or whatever. But then the minute any Star Wars thing comes out, it's
clear. It's clear as day. It's broad day. And that's kind of where I'm at with this right now, where it was bothering me before, and I'm like, you know what? I'm complaining about this. I'm doing whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna do what they want to do, but at the same time, I'm still tired of it because there's a way to do it right. There's a way to have a character.
But this to me felt like they were doing it right.
No,
because they didn't make a big deal out of it.
Okay, well, here's the thing for me though. You're continuing a snowball effect that was already established in an obnoxious way. So to me, you're just piling on top, even if it is done better.
Which is fair.
They're doing whatever. But like you watch, like I don't know why I keep coming back to this example. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but whatever. In You, there's a person who's I don't know if they're non-binary or transitioned or what. In the college in the first season that I want to say the blonde girl, the main girl, and you watched You.
Yeah.
The blonde girl. Is it Beth or whatever? Or Bev? I don't know. She's writing stories in the college, and there's a person in there who is a woman who clearly used to be a guy.
Okay.
They don't mention it. They don't do whatever, but there's some slight whatever. But it makes sense in the context. It works. It just kind of seems like who the character is. A lot of times when Disney does it, they kind of seem like they go,
"It's
here it is. Are you okay with this?
Yes.
This better be fine with you."
And I agree with that. Except for this, because in this,
yes,
you don't notice. And it's done. It's because of everything that they've done prior to it, where you go, all right. So you're just throwing. But it's like if you look at it more in isolation, which I know is hard because Star Wars is this shit show. You look at it in isolation, you're like, I honestly had no idea unless I have the subtitles on. I'm really paying attention to what they're talking about.
Yes, and because of that's why it still annoyed me. It wasn't egregious. There was nothing horrible, but it's because, like I said, it's a snowball that just getting a little
it just
bit
continues to go. And then Bob Iger has to come out and be like, no, we're not doing it. I'm sorry.
But he's a fucking liar.
You're lying.
So the other thing I wanted to mention about this
was it the first 3 episodes?
No, I didn't watch them.
That's the joke.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm sweating now. We're in a basement, which is
screaming.
Yeah. When it shows the Inquisitors, there's this one Inquisitor.
Oh, with the owl face.
That it looks like Reaper
from Tales of the Jedi.
Is it from? He's from. Okay, because I saw that dude next to him who was the knight-looking one that looks like a chess piece that was in Ahsoka.
Yes.
So I didn't see him at all. I'm like, that's a fucking amazing design.
Super fucking cool.
Really cool. So he's from Tales of the Jedi. So
he's from when Dooku was younger.
Okay, so that's the only instance we have of that character?
I want to say yes, but I have no fucking idea.
Okay. So from what we know, that's all we have.
Oh my god, and the Grand Inquisitor looked like how he was supposed to.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that show. It's like they forgot what he looked like or something. But like, clearly
they were like, oh, his head's supposed to...
Like, just fucking... Yeah. Hey, you know this guy who's got a really long head?
Let's
find the dude with the fattest fucking head you can find.
And then make it bigger, man.
Bigger. Just make it big up top so they think it's longer.
Jimmy Neutron, but bald. I think my favorite thing right now about Star Wars is that they're so... Not my favorite. The thing that I realize so much about Star Wars is that there's so much that we can not watch some of it and honestly go about the rest of your life and not give a shit. Like, we could sit here and go, all right, I didn't watch Tales of the Jedi, fine. Now I want to watch it because the animation's good and I want to learn more about wherever the fuck the owl guy is. But we could skip the first 3 episodes of Tales of the Empire because I don't fucking care about Morgan Elsbeth.
No, and I think that there's a problem there where Dave Filoni is doing...
Because he cares about everything.
He cares about everything. He's making sure everything lines up in the universe. And even though I wasn't crazy about these episodes, the fundamentals of what this was made sense for the universe. They worked well. They did whatever. And
I love what this is. I want them to keep doing this.
Yeah. And I feel like then I don't know if it's whoever wrote the original piece or Kathleen Kennedy sprinkled on top. But then...
No, I think that's exactly... I think it's totally like Dave Filoni came in. He's like, all right, I'm going to do Ahsoka. And then they come, like, the executives come to him and be like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But we want you to explain who she is, like Morgan Elsbeth. And because we signed this contract already, so you need to, like... And he's like, well, actually, my plan was, like, I want to do something with, like, General Grievous, because he looks really cool.
That almost made me watch the first episode.
That's the only reason I watched it. He only shows up for a minute.
Glad I didn't watch it.
But his animation looks really fucking good. What the fuck was like? It feels like it's like an obligatory thing.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, I hate it. I want them to go back and not call it like Tales of the Jedi Season 2. I want like Tales of the Light. Like, show me some more Jedi shit. But I know the next one's gonna be like Tales of the Mandalorian.
Tales of the Yoda babies.
Tales of the Grogu. Like whatever. Because they're gonna be like, hey, look, we made this thing on Disney Plus. Dave Filoni makes some more, and he's gonna go, I mean, I will, but like that's not what I would do.
I just want to know why. I don't. Can you Google this really quick for me? When did episode 7 come out?
2016.
2016. That is 8 years prior to where we currently sit in time. There has been nothing but backlash for Kathleen Kennedy. For
2015, I'm sorry. Almost 10 years.
For 9 straight years. Yeah. Why the fuck
is she still in
has she not been fired? If I fuck up at my job for 6 straight months... I'm grateful that I still got that job. You've been fucking up for 9 years, and not only are you still employed, you're still top bitch. You're top dog. You're just fucking whatever. Is she higher than Dave Filoni? Why?
I want to see George Lucas come back.
I wanted to, as much as George did some dumb shit, CG's good now. Do whatever you want, George. Give me Jar Jar. Make him do some fucking crazy...
Jar Jar the Sith Lord.
I almost just said something. You know what? No, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going to say it.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to say that it was...
No.
I'm not going to say that...
Officer.
Bear with me. You can edit around this if you want to make it look good. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to say that the characters he created in the prequel trilogy that were racist were good characters, but they were better than characters we're getting now. So go back to it. I don't give a fuck. Maybe clean it up a little bit, but like the worst now. There's no other way of putting it.
Okay, so let me be the one on the other side to try and fix whatever you just said. So I understand racial stereotypes can be funny. That Watto, hilarious, perfectly fine.
But he was also a good character.
He had a character with depth. The problem is not
way better than Ray's. My last name's Skywalker. I'm so good. I killed that Sith. You know what? I'm a Skywalker.
The problem is not the characters themselves. The problem is what they do with the characters. Rey can be a no-name, but have her go on a journey and do things to where she earns something. Don't just go 3 movies later. Somehow in 8 hours worth of movies, she's done little to nothing, and then give her the Skywalker name.
No, but then like you said, Greedo, like just a racist stereotype. Like,
no, it doesn't. The racist is not the point.
Give me a second. Okay. He's a racial stereotype, like clearly a piece of shit human being, owns slaves, does whatever. Like you're like, this is a bad character. But then you come back to episode 3, he's much older. He sees Anakin older. He has this he has a serious moment where you can tell he's less of a piece of shit.
Your mom.
And he's a little bit less of a piece of shit. He's like, man, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
And like it took a piece of shit racist character and just didn't redeem him.
Somehow gave him some depth.
But they added a little bit. And this girl had 3 movies. Hollow. Empty. Garbage.
They did John Boyega real dirty, too.
And then they stuffed Kylo Ren so much that his chest had to expand 4 feet sideways.
You know, but
I just really want to clarify the racism.
Honestly, that's what we're doing.
Is not the good thing about those characters.
We are watching. I moved on already. We're watching episode 9 today.
I wanted to just defend that a little bit. That I'm not saying that the racism made them good.
I wanted to be on the internet
that you think, even though they were,
that you think the racist part is the most important part.
No, it's not. I just want to clarify that.
You're first.
Jesus.
You started it.
Because I wanted to point out that even those shitty characters were better than what we're getting now, even though they were like, holy fuck, like, you got away with that. I will
continue to defend. All right, episode 7 is great. 8 is mediocre as shit. 9, surprisingly better than you think, except for
the
somehow
opening
Palpatine
30
returned.
seconds where Kylo Ren's in pretty much in a comic book version of Star Wars.
Yes!
Give me more of that!
So good.
What's the rest of the movie?
The Mandalorian, season 1 and 2. Great. Season 3.
Ass!
The Book of Boba Fett.
Ass!
Andor. Didn't watch it. Tales of the Empire. Mid as shit.
Yeah.
Tales of the Jedi. Didn't watch it. What am I? Ahsoka. Fine.
Mid as fuck.
Visions. I'm just naming other Star Wars stuff that's come out.
Oh, is that the one where like it's like samurai stuff? Cool concept, just not my thing. I'm not going to judge it based off of that, but it's not my thing.
Clone Wars season 7. The Bad Batch.
Great. You know why? Because it takes the lore and it builds on it in questions that you kind of had and didn't know whatever. The Bad Batch, not so much, but season 7, yes.
Can you imagine? I can't imagine what it's like right now being on the writing team for both The Mandalorian and Grogu and the episode 10 that they're working on. I can't imagine what that's like, where they're like, we have these 2 drafts, and they're shaking as they walk into we have these 2 drafts. You like this one. This is what the people want. And they're shaking. They go, let me see. And they... and then Kathleen Kennedy goes, here's your check. And he goes,
yeah.
And you...
Well, I don't think that's what it is. I think people who are writing it genuinely believe in what they're writing. And
you just made me think of the panda first.
That's kind of where I'm going.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be that kind of fucking episode, isn't it? Okay.
Let's
go down this rabbit hole again.
Listen, the point was to talk about half of Tales of the Empire because we didn't watch the first 3 episodes. I love when Brendan yells about Star Wars.
I don't want to do this because there's no way of me doing this without pissing people off on the internet, because I'm just that angry fucking guy who's just like, they're not making it the way I want us to make it. But at the same time, I feel like I have valid points, but it's going to be overshadowed by the fact that that's the topic.
What about the Skeleton Crew TV series that's coming out? Or The Acolyte? That looks really good, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
The Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Taika Waititi's making a Star Wars movie. Come on, Brendan.
Supposedly. Acolyte has the same fucking problem. It's the same fucking problem.
What?
I can't do this anymore. I can't do, because I'm the bad guy. So
that's fine. Good guy. Me.
What's the cast of that movie? Show.
What's her name?
I'll give you a hint. They're all female. You look at the Acolyte trailer, 95% of the people in that trailer are all female.
1, 2, 3. Daphne Keane is in it.
You look at the villain, female. You look at the
main hero,
female. You look at the supporting characters,
Ariane Moss,
female.
1,
I understand
2, 3, 4,
that you want to have more representation.
10, 11, 12.
But in what world are you a woman interacting with only other women in your life,
Of
and
the
you
top
don't
12
happen
cast,
to run into a guy.
7 are women, 5 are men.
What are the top 12? Because you
Daphne Keane.
Okay.
Amandla Stenberg.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know anyone in this fucking
show.
Let
me rephrase that. Because you don't know this, you're probably not going to be able to answer this. You're looking at the top 12 build cast.
Yeah.
Based on how Star Wars movies works and how Disney movie works, you probably only need to worry about the first 6. So who are they?
Carrie-Anne Moss is number 6. Lee Jung-ji.
Out of the first 6, how many of them are women?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 out of the 6.
Yeah.
In the trailer, those 2 guys that you mentioned probably had a 10th of a second of screen time.
Listen, I don't think that's the problem. Okay,
I think it is because
No, the Acolyte just looks bad. Period. It has nothing to do with the gender of the people that are in the trailer.
No.
It just doesn't look good or intriguing. It looks like another fucking show that was shot in the volume.
And it looks like it has the same problem where I'm not going to say that women are the issue because they're not. I'm saying that you're learning nothing and you're having fan bases
in one episode, you both stand by you want to bring back racism in Star Wars and you hate women.
I hate you. Because I want to go back to my youth. I'm an old white man and I want my youth.
I can't wait to put this on the internet.
I'm not going to say that it's bad because they're women. I'm going to say it's going to be bad because that means that complaints and things that have happened in the past 5 years for Star Wars things have gone unheard. They're going to continue down the path that they want to.
Yep.
And it doesn't fucking matter. And that's the problem.
The problem is that they don't listen to their fans. The problem is not the gender ratio of actors.
No. The problem is because they're not listening. That's where they were leaning towards. And the fact that that's a larger gap now where it's leaning more towards ratio towards the female thing is, like you said, they're not listening to fans. And they're just going to do more and more what they want. And even though that being what I'm pointing out, it's not the egregious part of what it is. It's not that's the problem in what's going on here. It's that the fact that you're doing that and you're leaning in towards that full force means that you're going to go with every single object that we stood against, that we didn't like in this, and you're forcing it as headstrong as possible into going, no, this is what it is now. Like giving us a 4th Rey film that no one asked for. It's all of these things. And I'm not going to complain because Rey's a woman and whatever. That's not what I'm complaining about. I'm complaining that it's a shit character and you're pushing forward with that. You give me Ahsoka. Ahsoka is a great character, woman character. I don't have a problem with that. I love Ahsoka. She's great. Carrie Fisher is great. The girl who's, this is not because I don't know her, but in Rogue One, I don't know any of the characters' names of that because I've only seen that movie twice.
Jyn Erso.
Thank you. Great character. Amazing. But what you're doing in these shows, I have no faith in these characters that you're representing to me. You're showing me these women that I'm automatically assuming are half-empty characters that aren't doing whatever, because that's what you've given me for the past 5 years. If you can give me another Ahsoka, if you can give me another one of those other characters that I've mentioned, I'll fully endorse it and watch all of these films. I don't care if it's a full female cast and there's not a single guy in it, as long as they're fucking interesting to watch.
So the problem then resides in the same discourse that's been in comic books and comic book movies. Don't gender or race swap people just for the sake of doing it. Just write a good original character. The problem is not the people themselves. It's the character having no depth.
So, I saw online. These are not my words. I want to make that very clear.
Listen, I'm Kermit the Frog in this. This
Kermit the Frog here.
None of my business.
So, the dude who was in The Fall Guy, the black guy who was the stunt coordinator from Us and Black Panther.
I literally said his name before. Don't remember his name. Winston Duke.
Thank you. He threw his hat into the ring and said he wanted to play Batman.
I would fucking love that. Batman is different.
Internet comics immediately went, he would be a great actor. He would do great for the role. That does not match the description. That was the top comment. The comment underneath that was, well, if we're going to go that far, why don't we just make Black Panther a white guy? And that's where you draw the line where it gets sketchy. You want to be inclusive and you want everyone to do whatever, but then at what point does the changing, right? And you said the gender swapping of whatever disservice the character just for the sake
Batman
of changing.
versus Black Panther are two different conversations, because Black Panther was meant to be this idolized symbol of black power. If you race swap that's like that goes against the entirety of what the character was. Batman from the jump was not a white power Nazi. I can only be white guy. Batman's just like my parents are dead. I can be whatever.
For 100 years.
No, 100%.
He's always been a white guy.
He's always that makes sense. But I'm saying the core values of what his character is not like I have to be a white guy. In theory, like if you were to watch or listen to Batman as like an audiobook, be any fucking race, right?
This is a really dumb argument, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh God,
the bat outfit when his jaw's exposed doesn't pop as much if he's black guy. The outfit works less. And I know that's really dumb. It's whatever, but
that's just how colors work. That I get it.
The contrast.
That's. But you can agree it's two different conversations, right?
Yes,
Black Panther versus Batman. That's why, like, when they were like, "Oh, we should have Michael B. Jordan be Superman," I was like, "There's a version of him that exists like that.
There is.
Do it.
Go for it. Whatever." But as much as that's an extremist view, it's kind of like the same argument where people are like, "Well, like Hitler would do this," and people, hold on. And everyone looks at them and goes, "What the? We were talking about croissants. Why is Hitler in this?" And you're like, "You just went to the extreme."
Because I saw a Volkswagen buggy drove by, and that was
kind of
Hitler's
one of those
favorite
things
car.
where it's just like where people jump to that, where it's just like, well, okay, obviously that's an unnecessary extreme where it doesn't make any fucking sense, but because that's the extreme and you're moving down this path, where is the line? Where do you stop? Where do you go? Okay, maybe we're just doing this in a way where it is more of a disservice, or you're doing whatever, and like why not make another character? That is my biggest problem with all of this.
Ironically, that's what the Acolyte is.
They're making new characters.
It's a bunch of new characters or characters that are in like the High Republic comics that we haven't seen in the live action.
Okay, so I will give that benefit of the doubt. I will be there. I will watch it because I know I went on a rant a couple episodes ago where I don't want to watch anything anymore. I'm so fucking done with this bullshit.
Just a lot of screaming.
I want to watch that. I'm gonna give it a shot, but if that's fucked, I'm done. I'm done. Because they're not learning. Fans are getting more and more upset, and I know fans all fucking Star Wars suck. You hated Hayden Christensen. Fucking writing in those movies was atrocious, but they were part of my childhood, and I stand by the fact that episode 3 is still...
We watched it yesterday.
Good.
Yeah.
It's still great.
Episode 1 and 2 are very, very spotty.
Very spotty.
But 3
is good. And there's just... I haven't gotten that. Anymore. The only reason why I like 7 and even consider watching 7 is because it's a rehash of the other shit. I just want to see it with the prettier effects. It's the only reason why I'm watching 100%.
Starkiller base.
So, if this is bad,
done.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. God, I'm gonna
just remember that I, yesterday, wanted to watch John Wick 4.
Yes.
It was May the 4th. I said John Wick 4 makes total sense. You wanted to watch Star Wars. I've had Star Wars on the brain. So, if anything, this is your fault.
Why? Because the Acolyte trailer? They dropped the second one?
They had a new trailer.
Yes, there you go. That's why.
There you go. Connection. Happy Sunday.
It's just... I hate going on these rants, and I hate doing whatever because it makes me feel like shit.
You know what's really nice, though, is I was trying to help you.
Yeah.
I was trying to be like, well, no, like...
No.
Whatever. And then you kept going.
Yeah.
Completely zoned out.
Yeah.
You're... 15 minutes could have gone by. I'd have no idea.
I hate that I'm become that guy on the internet who goes, like I made the joke about before. It's not the same thing that like when I was younger, like it's not the way that it used to be or it should be or whatever. But if you're going to change something, make it worth my while. Make it a good reason you changed it.
Like the Fall Guy.
Sure, it's a remake.
Is it?
It used to be a TV show from the 70s. Give me a reason to want to watch it. Give me a reason to do all these things. Don't just change a character because you want to see that character be different. Why are they different? Give me a good reason for why they should be like that and draw me into the story. Don't change it and go, what, you don't like it? No, I don't like it. Like, do something with it.
Come on, man. What about The Little Mermaid? It's a joke.
No reason.
It's a joke.
No reason.
It's a joke. Joke. I like that movie. The fine, fun, cute little movie.
That's fine. I haven't watched the original in 20 years.
Me neither.
So like,
I don't think I've ever seen the original.
It's good.
I really only mentioned The Little Mermaid to get you riled up.
Yeah. Yeah, I hated that.
I told Brendan the other day about some of my voting thoughts with the election coming up.
We're getting political on the podcast now?
Yesterday, we already are. We've broken the cardinal rule. The one rule of the podcast
I didn't mention Democrat or Republican. It's not political.
Was that we can't get political.
I'm not political.
And that's exactly what you talked about nothing but woke culture, women, and race, Brendan. That is exactly what that is. So anyway, I sent you a meme yesterday, and the meme, I'll put it on the screen now. It was fucking liberals, I'm drunk. And it was a photo of Michelob Ultra. And he texted me and went, are you going full-blown Republican? No, I'm just drunk.
What's the difference?
Folks, this has been episode 102.
No, we're not done.
Yeah. What more are you going to say? What more is that? We watched it was 30 minutes of Star Wars that's got you this riled up.
I'm not talking about that anymore. I just want to keep talking on the podcast. Let me dig my hole deeper, please.
I'll get the shovel.
You very much just watch me rant when I'm doing all this stuff. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to do whatever. I'm going to speak for you on behalf of this and go that I feel like some of it you agree with, but others times you're just kind of like, you're pushing a boundary there. You're just kind of ranting and complaining about shit that doesn't matter. But sometimes, like I said, there's a bit of a core of what I'm talking about that kind of makes sense. To be fair. Yeah, probably, like I've been saying, like, it is just not the way it used to be kind of thing, as much as I don't want it to be. But, like, I genuinely want to ask you, what's the last time, like, when we saw The Fall Guy, you left a theater or you stopped watching a show that was Star Wars or anything Disney, where you were fucking excited? You wanted to watch it again the moment you got home, or go back to the theater and consider it. That wasn't Endgame, which was almost 10 years ago at this fucking point anyway, so it doesn't even matter for this argument. 5 years. So
it has to be something Disney related that I'd watch again?
Something Disney related that you were genuinely like, that was fucking fantastic,
Shang-Chi.
and I want to... Really?
Shang-Chi I wanted to see again.
Wow.
Spider-Man,
No Way Home. Ruin it for you?
No. No, because that was before she was in everything.
Okay.
Like
I started watching things when they were in it more, so I already saw her a lot at that point.
She was fun for me, and then immediately I saw The Little Mermaid, and it went, oh, I'm fun. No, I'm not.
So, Shang-Chi, the problem for me was that it seemed very disjointed from everything else Marvel.
Which is
because they were trying to expand the universe, which is, yeah, it's fair, it's fine, it's whatever. I know they mentioned the 10 rings and everything, which is supposed to be the original thing from Iron Man 3, which they fucking baited us with and gave us Oscar winner Ben Kingsley as just Trevor. And
he had the little guy.
They've not really come back on it either, so it's still pointless to me. You gave me a comic book movie, but did it need to be part of Marvel? I don't know, because you haven't done anything with it. So that's kind of why I'm not...
That's the big problem, yes, that they haven't done anything with it.
Yes.
I would like to take a quick 180.
Okay.
Entire 180. It has nothing to do with Star Wars.
Ooh.
Just because it's something I'm very excited about.
Yes.
And I'm excited because I haven't played Xbox in like 3 weeks.
Halo. No.
No, Halo's lost me entirely.
Yeah,
we don't talk about gaming anymore on the podcast, right? And this is probably one of those topics that only stays on the full version of the podcast rather than making it into a video or maybe a short.
Say with my whole rant, because I'm hoping that's not in the fucking short one.
It probably will be.
Don't do it.
My career's over.
Before it started.
I can't wait. We've talked about it on the podcast, Brendan, but the summer of 2013 for Black Ops 2, you just had to be there, okay?
Black Ops.
And every time a Black Ops game has come out, I've given my entire faith and wallet to Activision. Xbox just teased their showcase in June, and the image that went along with it is the first teaser for Black Ops 5.
Yes, I sent it to you on Instagram.
I cannot
fucking wait
for a good Call of Duty. Because Treyarch can't do me wrong.
It's been a while, right? We didn't get one this year.
We did. It was Modern Warfare 3. Bad. You know why? Because it came right after Modern Warfare 2, and it was the same thing. We talked about it already.
Okay.
Link in the bio.
So, I am also excited.
Cold War was tail end of 2020. That was the last good Call of Duty game. Vanguard was bad. Modern Warfare 2 was fine. Modern Warfare 3 is bad. Their Zombies mode is bad. I cannot wait. You don't understand. I'm 25. 13-year-old me is so fucking excited for another Black Ops game.
When's the last time you played the story in a Call of Duty
I've never
game?
been a campaign guy. I've always been a Zombies guy.
Really?
Since Black Ops 2.
So, I played the story in all of them. I want to say... Hold on.
Oh, I played the campaign in Black Ops 2. That one's really good.
It's great.
My Wi-Fi went out for like a day.
I would buy the game, I would play the story as quick as I could, and then go on to...
Yeah, that's what most people do.
Because the campaign is 6 hours, right?
Yeah, it's really short.
6 hours.
Super short.
For a video game.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I know. Modern Warfare 3's was like 3.
Jesus fuck.
I know.
An hour per sequel. I played the one with Slater from Law and Order in it, and that was the last one I played.
What about Advanced Warfare? Had Kevin Spacey in it.
I played that one. Does that come after
Advanced Warfare?
Maybe
you say Jon Snow was in it?
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare.
That's after or before?
After.
So I played up to Infinite Warfare, and I don't think I finished that one. I finished the one with Kevin Spacey in it. I didn't finish that one. And they had this thing for a while where they did celebrities in it. And I'm like,
Conor McGregor was in one,
and it was getting me hyped. I'm like, I can't fuck. I mean, to be fair, it was before Kevin Spacey went down the drain. I'm like, that's a big actor. Like he's gonna be a menacing villain. This is gonna be great. And they did Jon Snow, and I went, that's neat. And that was it. I didn't want to play it for him. I went, that's cool. And you know what? Honestly, Kit Harington's had a bit of a rough go now. Like, he's supposed to have a Jon Snow show canceled. He's supposed to be the
Black
dude in
Knight.
Marvel. Black Knight, canceled.
Not there.
Like,
Blade's being rewritten for the 5th time.
Yeah, so, like, I want to see more of him, but he's just in nothing. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to fucking talk about.
I'm just excited for Black Ops 5 or 6, depending on how you want to count it.
Because Black Ops has that franchise, whatever, I don't know if I played the Black Ops 4 stories.
Black Ops 4 story didn't have one. There was no
Didn't
campaign.
have one? Okay, so I don't know if I played Black Ops 3 story. But Black Ops 3 was the last time I genuinely cared about multiplayer in that game, and I played the beta. I played it when it came out, and I fucking loved it.
I was really good at the Cold War multiplayer. Yes. Honestly, that shit was a lot of fun.
Cold
War Zombies is fucking phenomenal.
I think I watched, what the fuck's his name? It Drew,
John,
yeah, I think I saw John play it in his bedroom, but that was the only time I ever saw
it. And then he won, and then we freaked out. We were like, holy shit.
Yes.
That was the first blackout when
I
we saw
exploded mango all over myself.
I'd love to tell that story one day. That's such a great story.
I'm pretty sure we told that on here already.
I will tell it again. That's a great story.
All day, every day. Anytime anyone mentions mango in my life, I go, so, I hate mango. Here's why.
This is this one time.
Did you get married yet? This is not podcast conversation.
September.
Okay.
I have to pee.
So let's wrap this up.
So that's a great... What are we watching next week?
We're going to watch a monkey movie.
What is it called?
We should probably call it by its real name. Because
what is it called?
The Frog on a Log for the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I was in the wrong film still.
You were, yes.
Kingdom. Very excited. I watched in preparation. We're not going to talk about it, so I'll let you know now. All 5 original Planet of the Apes movies.
Fuck that.
Honestly, what a ride. Wow.
We watched the 3 with Caesar.
I watched the first one with Caesar. God. I'm going to watch the next 2 over the course of this week. I love those movies. They're great. I went to them. They're so phenomenal. The one thing I want to touch on really quick that I'm going to dive deeper into next week is just by rewatching the first one with Caesar in it and everything, the CG looks a little dated in it. And this
only in that one,
looks way better, but I don't know if it's because they're like slowly evolving the monkeys to be a little bit more humanoid.
I feel like that's where it's going.
I feel like we're in a bit of an uncanny valley to where the CG looks phenomenal, but it still looks bad because of that weirdness.
Yeah. Because it's almost real. It's literally, you have like a fucking rock skip away.
Yeah.
And still nothing.
Yeah.
So, next week, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We are officially in the summer movie season.
Next
Our
week.
second one.
It'll just be you because I'll be
second
canceled.
one. Cause He's right. Last week, what did we talk about?
Wow.
2 things that underwhelmed us.
You gotta stop asking me this. Just fucking say it.
No, it's 2 things.
We didn't. Challengers.
Yes. Surprisingly fun.
Yeah, it's growing on me still. I still had fun watching it.
It was fun,
it was weird, yeah.
And then there was the other thing that the internet loves and we just really couldn't fucking get through. He's red.
Red Hood, you're right. Who the fuck are we talking about?
Knuckles. Didn't like it.
Bad. Did you see the meme I sent you of it? Because you didn't finish it.
I wouldn't watch it, no.
There's this one scene I sent you a meme of. You can watch it when we're done with this.
Don't want to.
Episode 4, I told you there was a whole Broadway play kind of thing where he's dressed up as Knuckles. I forgot to tell you that he has Idris Elba's voice in the costume as well. And it's fucking hilarious. But I stand by the fact that show was not good.
Show's not good. Did not enjoy it. I watched Sonic 2 first, and it's just...
If I was 5, probably great.
Link in the bio for everything we're talking about here. Call of Duty. Challengers. It was one of the
hate speech
Star
too,
Wars.
just so it goes to my thing.
You say hate speech?
Yes, just...
There's a lot of Star Wars complaining that's happened on this podcast. Anyway, because no, stop.
Just real quick, one sentence. It's just very frustrating because I want to love it so hard.
You could just be one of those guys that just pretends there's only the 9 movies.
I'll pretend there's 6.
Or no. 6. You could say 9 because then you could just throw in Rogue One and Solo and 7.
Sure.
That's the whole. That's the
and
franchise.
the Clone Wars. And you know what? I want to watch Rebels one day, but I'll get there.
It's been the Anything Bowl where anything goes.
But not anything. No women.
What?
Just end it there. Just end it before what I said.
But they don't know your name.
They know it. I don't need them knowing my name. I don't need them canceling me.
What is my name?
His name is Brendan. He's the one who's been talking shit all day. Cancel him.